Hey, welcome back for match 4. I am Dukes on Twitch. We are playing Green-White Legacy Depths. We are currently 1-2, so definitely not the start we want, but we have been in worse conditions. So this hand looks pretty fantastic. I'm going to keep this, especially on the draw. Turn 1 Tomik, turn 1 Giver, a lot of options. Aethervile Mountain. Okay, this makes me think this is something like Goblins. So the Dark Depths is quite nice, especially with the stage already there. So let's go for... Karakas. Maybe he had us want to play the Giver and hold up the Mox Diamond for another land in case we draw into a land. Could also go a turn 1 Tomik, which is kind of nice, but I think Giver's fine here. This could also mean that we're Death and Taxes, so as long as I can maybe keep that at bay, we can hold on to that for a little while. Oh, Plains, okay. Interesting. Stoneforge, that's going to be fine. What will they get? Most likely Jide, if they think this is the Death and Taxes matchup. This could just be Death and Taxes with a splash of red for something like Magus of the Moon. Sort of Light and Shadow, okay. Interesting. Once Upon a Time. So if I cast this, I have to get rid of one of these lands. I could also just play the Knight this turn, which is pretty nice. So I'm going to cast the Mox, getting rid of Dark Depths, play the stage, play the Knight, pass back. Goblin Welder, interesting. This does resemble the combo next turn, which is kind of nice. We just have to make sure we don't run into like a Wasteland. We actually don't have a land to sack tonight, which is kind of funny. Magus. Magus is going to be fine, unfortunately. Mox Diamond doing a whole lot here. Thespian stage. Let's go for Once Upon a Time first. Snow-covered plains is actually quite nice because it means we can get a Dark Depths on the field. So I'm going to take that, play that, and then play Tomik. Oh no, because this taps for red. I could sack this and play Tomik. Interesting. Do we have 2 plains in the deck? Let's have a quick look at that. We only have 1 snow-covered plains. Okay. So we're just going to pass back. I could actually attack here if I really wanted to. I'm not sure if it's worth it. I think I'd rather just keep up the Nether Reliquary. Interesting. So they're going to be able to put a card into their graveyard, an artifact, and then get it back with the Welder if they want to switch the Aethervile with that card. So this could be rough. It could be anything. Bojuka Bog doesn't even work because of the Magus. Grindstone, okay. Interesting list. Very interesting. Recruit is pretty good, especially with Vial on 2. That's going to resolve. Reclaimer. I think the best thing we can just do here is cast this Ooze and see if it resolves. We don't have green mana right now, but it could look like we do with the Knight. I want to see what they name as well, because we might bring in Veil of Summer if they name blue. They do name blue, okay. So now they might actually, because they've done that, they're most likely pitching the Aether Vial here for the Grindstone, and they do. I think we will just try to get Bog here, although we're dead next turn anyway. I don't think Bog works. Yeah. Just wanted to make sure before we concede. So this is interesting. I think I don't mind Surgical because of the Welder. Rec Sage seems great. Pithing Needle seems great. The Paths seem great. The Thalias on the play seem great. I mean, Collector Ouphe seems great. All of this seems great. Let's be honest. So I don't think Once Upon a Time is where we want to be. I think that's cards we can take out pretty easily. A lot of the cards we're looking for are non-lands. Screw seems fine. Tomik seems okay. Probably can come out. Of course, I don't want to over-sideboard, but I think that's exactly what I'm doing. Mox Diamonds are fine. Do we want to go down on cards? I think because we're bringing in the Ouphe and we're really going to try to get to it fast, I'm pretty happy taking out the Mox Diamonds. Teeg doesn't do a whole lot. If anything, slows us down. I think we can drop at least one Knight. And then maybe even the Sylvan Safekeeper. And go ahead with something like this. This does look quite nice. We'll see how it plays. This is another deck that I don't really have much experience with. So it's going to be interesting how this match 2 and 3 go. But it's a cool build. I'm always a big fan of Ingenuity, and playing a sort of red-white Death and Taxes build with the Pain to Servant combo winner is pretty funny. Obviously pretty tricky to play against as well. Faerie Macabre is interesting. I think Surgical's better because if we're targeting something like Grindstone or Painter's Servant in the bin, then we're taking them all out and getting rid of all of them. So we'd love to play first. And it sounds great. We'll keep this. We have access to both basics, which is really nice. Most likely going for plains first because of the Windswept Heath. I don't think our opponent's going to be a Chrome Mox player, so pretty happy to see this. The Dark Depths is really nice under a moon. And we can even play this, hopefully, with the moon out, and then play the Rec Sage blowing up the moon. So let's go and get those basics. Get a Plains and Caster's Giver. Now we'll 6. And 6. Just a Plains for my opponent, okay. Swords, okay. Not too bad. Dark Depths, okay, let's go for Verdant, Fetch, Basic of course, and play this Scooze. If we draw a mana source that doesn't have Summoning Sickness or actually taps for mana, we can actually go after this Great Furnace, which is interesting. Ancient Tomb. I think I'd much rather just go after their Batterskull, because once the skull's down, it's quite hard to deal with. Even with the creatures we have available, it's going to take a little while. To actually deal with it. Because it makes the Screws a 4/4, but even then we would trade with the Germ. It's not a great position. Looks like our opponent didn't have the extra mana though, so that's pretty rough. Maze. That's actually a fine draw. I'm going to play that and pass. This also means our opponent has to draw into a third land, or else they can't bounce the Batterskull in response to us trying to destroy it with Reclamation Sage. I'd love for them to like drop a Blood Moon to think it turns off the Maze of Ith. That's actually a fine... That's fine for us. Remove from combat. Well then 6. Rec Sage. Hit the Batterskull. Play one piece of combo. Attack with Scooze. No great blocks for them. Pretty happy here just to F6. I mean, our opponent could just have the Grindstone Painter's Servant combo as well, which is pretty rough. Looks like they're going for blue, okay. Which does turn on Veil of Summer, which is very funny. Ooh, Collector Ouphe seems great. Play Verdant. And just pass, unfortunately. Instead, I'm going to eat the Batterskull, just so they can't actually get it back in any way. And then I'm pretty happy to fetch just for the other basic. Does mean if we did take out Tomik, so double white isn't that bad. The extra Dark Depths is pretty funny though. No great attacks for us, unfortunately. This Painter's Servant is a little bit of a little bit iffy, but we can start taking tokens of the Dark Depths at least. I might actually just take 2 damage to take an extra counter off. Crop rotation's pretty nice. I'm just going to pass here. And then I'll wait till the end step to actually crop rotate, unless something happens that makes me want to cast it earlier. It's still just on 2 lands. Pretty brutal. So let's go for crop rotation, sacking the Ancient Tomb. It's going to happen. We'll get Thespian stage. We'll copy Dark Depths. But it looks like they're just going to concede. Alright. Same thing. I think we just run this back. The Thalias are interesting. I think they're going to be okay. I might even take 1 out just to bring back in 1 Once Upon a Time. On the draw, they're a little bit worse just because my opponent does have the ability to get ahead on mana early on. So I do like taking at least 1 Thalia out. Interesting matchup though. Blood Moon with the new rulings, with Dark Depths coming in with no counters on, is probably a little bit of a advantage for us because we do have effects like Reclamation Sage and Night of Autumn, which can blow it up and then reveal a 20/20 straight away. I want to get these Veil of Summers. They do just buy us a turn. They don't actually win us the game or stop our opponent from winning the game. They do for a turn, but it's not the greatest place to be in. This is fine. Interesting hand. I'd like the Pithing Needle, that's why I'm keeping it. I also really like the Ouphe, let's be honest. Wonder if they play... Probably not Chalice. Painter's Servant straight away, okay. Blue. So I guess here we just have to go for Grindstone with this Pithing Needle. I believe Grindstone is 1 to play, 3 to activate, so if they have another soul land, they could have cast it for 1 and then activate it in the same turn. They can just Blood Moon here as well. I'd much rather see a white source here. Imperial Recruiter, okay. What do they get? Goblin Crater Maker, okay. Sylvan Library. Let's go for Dryad Arbor and Reclaimer. The hand was interesting because of the Dark Depths and the Dryad Arbor. It's definitely a slow hand if we don't draw into another land like we did. It just means we can't, of course, cast Ouphe or Thalia as a turn 2 play, or this Sylvan Library that we drew, but you know, it's a little bit different. So if this Creative Maker is cast, they're going to go for Blood Moon. Okay, so that's actually not too bad for us. Especially with this Elvish Reclaimer already out. There's Grindstone, okay. Maze. I guess we go for Dark Depths. Currently have 3 red mana. Can't do much with the Elvish Reclaimer right now, so we're just going to pass back. I'm going to select the Dryad Arbor so they can't actually hit it with the Goblin Crater Maker. I'm just going to get a basic forest here. So we know their hand is 1 Grindstone. So we kind of have to Rec Sage here. Actually, we don't know about Grindstone. I think Rec Sage is probably the safer bet to get rid of at least the Painter's Servant. But is that a winning... Is that winning the game? This is interesting. I'm actually gonna get a what's the play here. So if we play the Ouphe, our opponent does have the option of blowing it up with Crater Maker, but it leaves the Pithing Needle. If we play the Reclamation Sage, we can destroy either one. But the Reclamation Sage I kind of want for the Blood Moon. Our outs to Blood Moon are 4 Green Sun Zenith and the Night of Autumn, which we could cast next turn as well. So I think we go for Ouphe here. We're going to play a land, and then play Ouphe. The Reclamation Sage is better if we think they have a removal spell. Revoker. I think in response we just sack the Dark Depths because we already have one and go and get a Plains. And now we can actually just 6 for the rest of the turn. This also means we can draw into Path to Exile and hold that up for the Painter's Servant, while also playing the Dark Depths and Rec Saging the Blood Moon. So I think because we can put our opponent on a 1-turn clock, we're going to... Another Painter, okay, yeah. With 1 card in hand, we're definitely going to Play Dark Depths. We can actually now... We can play Thalia and then play Rec Sage. Which might actually put them off a little bit because of their mana. However, the Blood Moon here means that their mana kind of gets turned back on. So they have a draw step to get out of this. Looks like they don't. We'll have to see though. Green Suns. Do I want a Green Suns pre-combat? I can't because of Thalia. Guess we just attack. Oof. What's the play? Oh. Nice. So at 2-2, we're coming back a little bit. So good to get that win. Pretty tight. You know, my opponent did have a few draws to get out of it, but was a little bit unfortunate there. My name is BeingDukes on Twitch. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the final round. Cheers.